Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To our lecturer, Basic Philosophy, Dr. Wan Mazwati binti Wan Yusof, and my fellow friends. My name is Asha Sofia binti Abdurrahim, and today, me and my group mates will present our project, which is Challenges of Dualism in the Muslim Society from an Education Perspective. So for this project, will be presented by Muhammad Nur Muklish bin Naim, Asfa Hadi bin Abdul Halim, Aizuddin Ishkal bin Abdullah, Aisyah Sofia binti Ibrahim, and Muhammad Afiq Dinil bin Muhammad Kushairi. For the introduction, what is dualism? Dualism is defined as a condition of division or doubleness. Then, dualism refers to two distinct educational approaches. As a result of this duality in education, there will be an imbalance between Islamic and modern education. Because of this asymmetry, graduates are more focused on their field than on both sides. For example, in educational system, dualism often focus on only one aspect of schooling. These various parts of education stand on their own regardless of whether religious education or modern education is prioritized.
As a start, before we delve deeper, I will be talking about the summary of our findings, which will include the problem matter and the objective. So, our topic discusses the worrying trend of the significant decrease in Islamic education in the present educational system. The objective of this study is to find out whether this is true through responses from the public masses to raise awareness about Western culture that has significantly influenced students or youth ethical behavior and to get suggestions, and after that, suggest a new approach in academic view, or in other words, the infusion of Islamic values in academic studies. Our group used the quantitative method, precisely a Google Forms survey, in collecting data. To date, we have gotten several responses and suggestions from participants of the questionnaire. As we are going to see, most of the respondents are knowledgeable about the concept of dualism in education because they are aware that religious subjects are being taught less in schools and curriculums in comparison with worldly subjects. As a general overview of the findings, we found that respondents agree towards the fact that the present generation is slowly losing the Islamic touch and education in their nurturing life in school, and that schools should relieve the integration of Islamic and academic subjects. A summary of one of the recommendations that can be put into action to solve the topic at hand is an integration of both traditionally religious and modern secular sciences into an integrated curriculum.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today I'm going to present on the proposed solution. Before coming up with the solution, we identify the problem first. So the problem is the challenges of dualism in Muslim society from the perspective of education. So our solution is to integrate both traditionally religious and modern secular sciences into an integrated curriculum. For the explanation of this solution includes Islamic study rather than focusing on Western teachings. It helps in shaping holistic students who practice Islamic values. So the key components of this solution to be successful is, first of all, the researchers. The researchers are responsible on carrying out studies on the effectiveness of this method. Secondly, the policymaker. The policymaker uh, are going to do discussion on how the solution will affect overall performance of the students. Thirdly, the student. We need to study on how the student react to this technique of teachings as to know the effectiveness of this method. Last but not least is the education institute. This education institute is the most responsible as they have the power to enforce this solution.
Justification of proposed solution. The key components of the solution is first, nurture students with good Islamic ethics and values. The second one is dualism in education is unable to shape holistic students but rather brings more negative impacts to the future generations. Lastly, it makes sure the products of the religious educations system are preserved from religious intolerance, whereas the products of the secular one are from irreligious ethics. Next.
So now the justification from Maqasid Sharia. The first one is Hifzuddin. Preserving religion, Hifzuddin, means avoiding anything that may violate and destroy the foundation of religion itself. By integrating religious education and worldly subjects such as sciences, mathematics, physics, biology, and so on, the application and appreciation of Islamic ethics and moral values among students can be fostered. Moral development and noble values are the most important bulwark to produce human capital who practice religion in life. In conclusion, the integration between religious subjects and modern secular science subjects into an integrated curriculum can produce human capital that can be a stronghold for religion in the future. The second one is Hifzul Aql, or preserving the intellect. In Maqasid Shar'iyah, preserving the intellect means nourishing the intellect by acquiring knowledge and protecting it from anything destructive. Through the integration of religious and secular subjects in education, intellectual preservation can be optimized by providing a holistic education that includes mental, physical, and spiritual aspects, and subsequently, it will bring about human capital that thinks more critically and creatively in line with God's demands. In Surah Qaf, Allah said, have they not looked at the heaven above them, how we structured it and adorned it, and how it has no rift, and the earth we spread it out and cast therein firmly, set mountains and made grow therein something of every beautiful kind, giving insight and a reminder for every servant who turns to Allah. As for the justification from SDG perspective, I chose quality education, which is SDG number 4. The integration in education not only brings a lot of good in the aspects of academic achievement of the students, but also gives added value in inculcating good values among themselves and producing professional with holistic and balanced personality, not mechanistic, materialistic individual with split personality. This proves that the quality of education is higher than before. Evidence of the effectiveness from such program being implemented elsewhere. The integration between religious subjects and modern secular sciences was implemented in science classes during one semester in 18 Islamic schools in Malang, Lamongan, and Yogyakarta, Indonesia. Wulan as a science teacher in Malang who is applying science lessons accompanied by Islamic verses, said that the module is a combination of theories and experiments. The students are highly motivated to do scientific experiments, while Fitri, who is a science teacher in Yogyakarta, contextualize science with everyday situation. For example, the students are stimulated to see a rainfall as a natural phenomenon and see it from Islamic perspective as well. It brings science and religion closer to everyday life. She and her student concluded that their life is science which is written in the Quran.
How to implement the proper solution in schools. For example, in each assignment or homework given to students, teachers, and lecturers should incorporate Islamic values. By doing this, students, teachers, and even lecturers can acquiring intellectual knowledge and developing spiritual knowledge. Other than schools, government also play a big role in this implementation. How does the government implement the proposed solution? The first one, the government are able to change the topics or units of study are rearrange and resequence to coincidence with one another. The second one is government can develop a plan to measure the achievement of students and community outcomes. Next.
For the conclusion, we hope our proposed solution, which is the integration of both traditionally religious and modern secular science into a integrate curriculum, can be practicing in school or university and make sure that community and individual get the values about it. That's all from us. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.